My dad sent me a text at 3 a.m. Grab your sister and run. Don't trust your mother. That was it. 12 words that didn't make sense at first, until they suddenly made perfect sense. My dad, Michael Sinclair, had been in Portland for 6 days on one of his usual consulting trips. He had always been predictable, professional, calm, the kind of man who never texted after 10 p.m. and never sent dramatic messages. So a text like that, at that hour, in that tone? Something was terribly, terribly wrong. I was 16, old enough to know the difference between adults who overreact and adults who are genuinely scared. And that message felt like pure fear, squeezed into a single line. I threw off my blankets and got dressed as fast as I could, my mind racing over one question. Why would Dad say not to trust Mom? Mom, Rachel Sinclair, had been downstairs on the couch when I last saw her, watching a crime show and drinking her usual glass of wine. She looked completely normal. Nothing about her seemed dangerous. But Dad wouldn't text something like that unless he meant it. I shoved essentials into my backpack, my laptop, charger, and the emergency cash I kept hidden, $300 in 20s. Suddenly, that small stash felt like our lifeline. My younger sister, Lily Sinclair, was 12 and slept like nothing in the world could wake her. I crept into her room and gently placed my hand over her mouth before shaking her shoulder. Her eyes flew open in panic, and she tried to scream into my palm. I whispered directly into her ear, barely making a sound. Dad sent an emergency text. We have to leave right now. Don't talk. Just trust me. Terrified, but trusting me, she nodded. I handed her jeans and a hoodie and helped her get dressed, her hands trembling. Then I opened her window. The screen popped out easily. I'd removed it plenty of times sneaking out to meet friends. The drop was about 8 feet. Not great, but there was a soft flower bed below. I tossed our backpacks out first, and then lowered Lily as far as I could before letting go. She fell the last few feet with a soft thump. I followed right after, landing hard and twisting my ankle, but it held. We hurried to the back fence of our Northwood Hills neighborhood, climbed over into the neighbor's yard, and cut through 3 backyards before stepping onto a dim street 2 blocks away. Only then did I check Dad's message again. Sent at 2:03 a.m. No follow-up, no missed calls. His phone was now off. I tried calling him, but it went straight to voicemail. Lily was clutching my sleeve, her voice shaking as she asked what was happening. I showed her the text. Her face drained of color. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. Mom, where are you girls? I heard noises upstairs. Her tone sounded casual. Too casual. Another text came seconds later. Mom, this isn't funny. Come downstairs right now or I'm calling the police. Calling the police? About what? 2 kids walking out of the house at night? Unless she needed the police involved for another reason. Lily began crying quietly. I put an arm around her and kept walking toward a 24-hour convenience store nearby, Brightmart 24/7. At least we'd have lights and people around. Inside the store, everything felt too bright and too quiet. The clerk barely looked up from his phone. We huddled near the coolers. I tried Dad again. Nothing. More messages from Mom came in. Angry, frantic, demanding. Then she called. I answered. Her voice came through tight and shaky. Where are you? Why did you leave? I woke up and you were both gone. She sounded scared. Or maybe pretending to be scared. I took a deep breath. Dad texted us. He told us to leave and not to trust you. We need to know why. There was a long stretch of silence. Then Mom laughed, sharp, brittle, wrong. Your father is having some kind of breakdown, she said. He's been paranoid. He's been accusing me of insane things. He's seeing a therapist. He probably had too much to drink tonight. But Dad never got drunk. Ever. Why would he say not to trust you? Mom's voice hardened. Listen to me. He's confused. Come home right now. We'll talk to him together. I want to talk to him first. I need to hear him say he's okay. She exhaled loudly, and I heard keys jingling. Fine. Tell me where you are. I'll come get you. Every instinct screamed, no. We're at a friend's house. We'll come home after we talk to Dad. I hung up and turned my phone off. Lily did the same. The clerk was staring at us now, probably thinking we were trouble. When we stepped outside, Lily grabbed my arm. Mom's silver USV was moving slowly down the street with its headlights off, like she was searching for us. We ducked behind a parked truck as she drove past, her face lit by her phone screen. She didn't look worried. She looked like calculating. We ran the opposite direction. Once we reached a bus stop, I turned my phone back on to check if Dad responded. Instead, I had a message from an unknown number. This is Special Agent Dana Whitfield with the FBI. Your father told me to contact you if anything happened to him. Call immediately from a secure line. Do not go home. Do not trust local police. My stomach dropped. I ran back to Brightmart 24/7 and used the old payphone outside. A woman answered. This is Agent Whitfield. Who am I speaking with? This is Ava Sinclair. You texted me about my dad, Michael Sinclair. He sent us a message telling us to run from our mom. I heard typing. Your father has been assisting us in a federal investigation for 3 months. He uncovered evidence that your mother is involved in a major fraud and money laundering operation through her real estate business. My knees almost buckled. Where is he now? We don't know. He was supposed to check in 3 hours ago. His last location was his hotel. Then his phone went off. Whatever he texted you about, you need to take it seriously. Lily's hand tightened around my sleeve. What kind of danger are we in? Your mother's associates eliminate witnesses. If they learned your father was helping us, he would be targeted, and you and your sister could be used against him. My heart was pounding so hard I felt sick. What do we do? She gave us the address of the Sierra Ridge field office 30 minutes away and warned us not to use credit cards or turn on our phones. A taxi company was still open nearby, so we walked there. Our driver, Mr. Herrera, took the cash I handed him and I told him to avoid main roads. We'd gone about 3 miles when headlights appeared behind us, speeding towards us. The driver muttered, "What's this idiot doing?" I turned and froze. It was Mom's USV. "That's her," I said. "You have to lose her. She's dangerous." He looked at me like I'd lost my mind, right until she rammed the back of the taxi. The impact threw us forward. The driver swore and hit the gas. Mom pulled up next to us and slammed into the passenger side again and again. I dialed 911. The operator kept telling me to slow down, but panic made the words tumble out. Mom hit us one more time, hard, and the taxi spun out, sliding into a ditch. Everything was noise and pain and confusion. Mom climbed out of her USV and started walking towards us. We scrambled out on the opposite side and ran into a drainage ditch, crawling through a culvert until we reached the other side of the road. Sirens grew louder behind us. Mom's shouting stopped as police arrived, and she sped away. We came out of the culvert with our hands raised, yelling that we were the ones who called 911. The officers listened carefully once they heard Dad's name and the involvement of the FBI. Within 20 minutes, unmarked SUVs with federal agents pulled up. Agent Whitfield herself came over, wrapped blankets around us, and said, "Your father is alive." I nearly collapsed with relief. She said he was attacked in his hotel room but managed to escape. He's in protective custody. When your mother's associates failed to kill him, they targeted you. Lily started crying again. Where's Mom? She asked. She fled, she said. We have warrants in. Every agency is looking for her. At the Sierra Ridge field office, we gave our statements. Someone brought food, someone else brought warm blankets. Then, just after sunrise, Dad walked in. He looked beaten and exhausted. Bruises on his face, his arm in a sling, but he was alive. He hugged us carefully, tears running down his face. "I'm so sorry," he kept saying. "I thought I could handle it quietly. I should have told you sooner." Over the next few hours, we learned the truth. Mom, Rachel Sinclair, had been running a real estate fraud and money laundering scheme for 5 years. Dad had discovered it accidentally and contacted the FBI. For 3 months, he'd been secretly gathering evidence while pretending everything at home was normal. That night, someone leaked information to her associates, and they sent people to kill him in this hotel room. Dad managed to fight them off and escape long enough to send us that message. Mom had planned to use us to force him to keep quiet. When we ran, she panicked and became desperate. 8 months later, Mom was arrested at the Canadian border with fake documents and cash. 17 people were charged. Mom received 25 years in prison. She never looked at us in court. Dad testified for 2 full days. Lily and I live with him now in another state under partial witness protection. We're in therapy and rebuilding our lives piece by piece. We're safe. We're healing. But we'll never forget the night everything changed at 2 a.m. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe. There's more coming, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.